Welcome to the Dusty Jobs podcast from Imperial Systems. Industry knowledge to make your job easier and safer.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Dusty Jobs podcast. We're still at Fabtech, day 4. Joining us now is Luke Surratt from Mazak. How you doing, Luke?
Good. How about you?
Good. Well, I am glad to be sitting down. It's been a long show. How about you?
Yeah. Same. it's ready to go home.
Exactly. Yeah. So we're finally wrapping it up here. Did you guys have a good show so far?
Excellent show. One of the best in my tenure here at Mazak. You know, a lot of good booth traffic, a lot of good leads, a lot of new stuff, a lot of exciting things to see.
Yeah. And we'll get into it in a minute why a lot of people came into your booth. But how did you get into this industry? We got today we kind of have a lot of students walking around, and what's your role over at Mazak? What do you do over there?
I'm general manager at customer service.
Okay.
Been at Mazak Optonics almost 22 years.
Yeah.
Started out of college as a field service engineer. Did multiple jobs throughout our service group.
So field service engineer.
Yeah.
What's that?
So traveling, installing, servicing our equipment Monday through Friday.
Okay.
Seeing the country on Mazak.
Yeah, there you go. So some of these young people, that might be a career they would be interested in, something like that. So, I'm sorry, keep going.
Yeah, so did that for about 10 years or so.
Okay.
Then ended up having a family.
Yeah.
So moved more into an in-house role. Service supervisor, was training supervisor. I ran our installation group for about 8 years, so I was installation manager, and then moved to general manager of customer service. So service support, basically anything customer facing is underneath me.
Well, that's great, because that just shows that, one, if you've been with a company that long, great company.
Yep.
2, that they promote from within, and guys like you who are now in upper management, you got there because you know what's going on below. You know everything your guys are going through, you've gone through it yourself. And that's just great when you can see that in a company that, you can really relate to the guy who's out there traveling 5 days a week because you've done it.
Too well sometimes. Yeah. But I mean, it's been a great company. It's been a great ride. You know, one thing that's kept me there is our technology. Constantly advancing, constantly changing.
Yeah.
There's always something new, always something you can learn.
Yeah. So, well, let's get to that. Something new. That's why you probably got a lot of people in your booth. You guys had something new come out this year, right?
Yeah, so we showed a couple new things this year at the show. First, sorting robot.
Oh, okay.
So it's a pick and place robot. We have a 7 kilowatt Neo.
Pick and place. Is that what you said? Okay, I'm listening.
So we got a 7 kilowatt Neo, 7 kilowatt fiber laser.
Yeah.
With a KST automation, which is your raw material and your skeletons end up right above the 2PC, small footprint, and then it comes out to a third position with an actual robotic arm that is taking the parts out of the skeleton and placing them on pallets.
Okay, so unlike some other tables, your table is you're gonna have a piece of metal out, and then it's gonna slide in, it's gonna get cut.
Yep.
And then it's gonna slide back out.
Yep. And
then once it gets back out of the unit, you guys have a robot now that pulls all those parts off?
Yeah, so it actually comes out. Your standard laser has 2 pallet changers. So it comes out to your cutting position and then like a loading and unloading style position.
Gotcha.
So it comes out to a second position, and you could put the whole nest back up in the tower.
Okay.
Traditional kind of loading and unloading of a laser.
Right.
Or it can come out to a third position where the robot is and actually pick the parts out of the sheet.
Okay.
Once it's done picking the parts, it'll go back into that second position and unload the skeleton into the automation.
Oh, so this will, now does it know from the program how to organize those parts also?
Yes, all out of the programming software. So the same software that's driving the laser, the NC code to cut the parts, is driving the sorting program.
So I could have possibly 3 or 4 different pieces on one cut, and the robot will know how to sort them and put them in the appropriate piles or places.
Correct.
Wow, that's got to save some time there.
Yeah. I mean, that's, in this industry, everybody's hurting for one thing right now, and it's people.
Yeah.
Skilled people.
Right.
Most shops you go to have 2 or 3 people with a lot of lasers that are shaking and sorting parts all day long, and this is just a solution for our customers to eliminate the manpower of sorting parts.
Right. And then it's it's going to keep things safer a little bit too, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know, not
Yep.
as much handling, not as much
Yeah.
potential for people cutting
Exactly.
or dropping something on themselves.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, it's not going to call in sick. It's going to show up.
Yeah.
It's going to work nights and weekends.
Yeah.
Well, the shop
Now,
ain't
can
even
that work
running.
lights out?
Yes,
Can
it can.
So you
Yes.
could at the end of the day, you could load that up and then come back in the morning and all your parts are sorted there.
Yep, ready to go for next processing the next morning.
Yeah. So we were talking to a couple other people earlier in the day about plasma tables.
Yep.
And when we talk about a laser table, how hard is it for someone to learn how to use that table? Is it pretty easy? I mean, if there's someone out there, one of these young people, and they're listening, they're going, "Oh, I never thought I could have a job as a laser table operator." I mean, is that something that would require a college degree or?
Most no, it would not require a college degree even to come. Start out with us. We promote a lot, like you were talking earlier, from within.
Yeah.
A lot of younger generation. Know what they're doing, got a good head on their shoulders. They'll come into Mazak and we'll start them on a path to become a field service tech. We do a lot of training and growing from within,
Yeah.
as well as going into the workforce.
Right.
There's really not a big difference from operating a plasma table to a laser. It's a different technology.
Gotcha.
The M&G code, the programming, most of it's all the same.
So, but it's not overly complicated, is what I'm hearing. Do you think I could do it?
Yeah.
Well, if I could do it, probably a lot of people out there could
Yeah.
do it. So, well, that's great because that's just another opportunity for young people coming out of high school, coming out of trade schools, that they
Yep.
could learn this job, learn this field.
Yeah.
And I mean, you guys are selling a lot of these things, right?
Oh, yeah.
So there's going to be a need for people to be out there and running them. I would
There's
imagine.
a need for running them. There's a need for people to service them.
Yeah.
There's need all the way around.
Right.
And when manufacturing's kind of gotten a bad rap in the industry, you go in, your guidance counselor is showing you a Ford Model T plant, but that's not
Yeah.
manufacturing these days.
No.
Shops are clean, very environmentally friendly and safe. And, most shops we go into now, painted floors, very nice facilities,
Yeah.
It's not the manufacturing of what people think about. There's a ton of technology in manufacturing.
Yeah.
Many of the shops got AGVs running around, moving the material from place to place. Things that you wouldn't even think about.
Well, and I don't think we're ever going to go backwards either.
No.
Everything is just going to keep getting more advanced.
Yep.
And I'd say if you're a young person coming out of school right now, it'd be a great field to start looking into.
Oh, yes,
because
for sure.
if you can learn it now and keep going, because like you said, things just keep getting better. You
Yep.
guys just came out with the sorting robot. That wasn't even a thing 6 years ago that
Yep.
people were thinking about. And did you guys come out with a new laser this year?
Yes, we did. We also debuted here at Fabtech our larger platform laser. It's a 4.2 meter bed by 2 meter bed, so 4.2 by 2, larger platform.
That's
sheet
big.
size. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And 20 kilowatt. So up until this week, the highest laser power Mazak was doing was 15 kilowatt.
Yeah.
So now we're up to 20 kilowatts.
So what's that additional kilowattage? What's that allow you to do?
So it allows us to do more capacity, thicker material, that 2-inch aluminum or that 2-inch stainless, but that's not really the core of the market for that machine.
Okay.
The core is to be able to take your mid-range materials, so I'd say 3/8 up to 3/4, and cut it faster.
Oh.
10 years ago, if we were sitting here, everyone was cutting with oxygen
Yeah.
to help accelerate the process, to help the melding process of the material. That's what you need to use on a lower powered laser to cut thicker material.
Gotcha.
Now, and that leaves an oxide edge on the side of the part.
Okay.
So everyone would have to second process it for paint or powder coat, get that oxide off the
Yep.
edge. Where cutting it with nitrogen or shop air for an assist gas, you don't have that oxidation. So now as the power increases, the capacity to nitrogen or oxygen cut increases, and it's much faster.
That makes a lot of sense. You can cut faster and cleaner
Yes.
with this. So
Yes.
So if you bought a new laser from you guys with a robot, basically you could go right out of that process into powder coating if you need
Yes.
to.
Yeah. Powder coat, weld, paint.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
So you could almost eliminate with your guys' new system. You could eliminate 3 steps in the process of what it takes to get things done.
Yeah, or not have to invest much in your powder, your paint system. You know, it not always was a secondary process to get the oxide off. A lot of places would put extra steps in the wash cycle for their paint system, which costs money and time as well.
Right. Yeah, and everybody's trying to be more efficient.
Yes.
Nobody wants things to take longer.
No.
So, but well, that's exciting stuff. So, just trying to think through anything else that you guys might, and you guys do all your own service work, like we were talking about earlier.
Yep.
You guys are install, service, full turnkey.
Yeah. Full
solution.
service. You know, Mazak, we've had lasers in the U.S. since 1986. And we still service and support everything back to 1986. Full part stock, service.
Oh, wow.
Capacity people.
That's impressive.
So, you know, you buy something from Mazak, you know, a lot of the competitors, other industries will throw you to a third party after 7 to 10 years.
Yeah.
Not us.
Well,
we are 100% will work on everything we've ever sold.
Well, that's great. Well, hey, I know it's been a long week.
Yes,
We've all had a long week, and I appreciate you just giving us a couple minutes to come talk.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys taking the time.
Yeah. And so, is there anything else you want to share about if anybody's trying to get a hold of Mazak, they're interested in a laser, what's the best way to do that? What's the best way to look you guys up?
Best way generally is to jump on our website.
Okay.
You know, mazakoptonics.com.
Okay.
Can connect with us there.
Yeah. And you guys have a showroom locally too, correct?
Correct. We have a showroom. It's in Elgin, Illinois, which is about 30 miles here from downtown Chicago.
Yeah, so if someone wanted to come out and actually see one working in person, and they didn't make it to Fabtech, they could come out and see you guys there.
Yes, they can.
So, well, that's great. Well, Luke, thank you so much for coming on. I'm sure you guys, so go check out Mazak on their website. I bet you guys got some stuff on YouTube and other things too.
Yes, we do.
They're on LinkedIn. And you can find us on all those platforms too. Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok. We're on them all. So feel free to check us out on those. And until we talk to you next time, stay healthy and stay safe.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to the Dusty Jobs podcast. Breathe better, work safer.